Welcome to Mia's Stories. Make sure to subscribe to never miss an update, and a lucky chance to video chat with me. There once was a single mother named Sarah who had always been fiercely independent. She had raised her son, Jack, on her own after his father left them when he was just a toddler. Despite the challenges of being a single parent, Sarah had always been determined to provide for her son and give him the best life possible. As Jack grew older, he began to show more masculine traits that were typical of boys his age. He loved playing sports, roughhousing with his friends, and watching action movies. However, Sarah started to notice something different about him that made her uncomfortable. He was becoming too masculine for her liking. Sarah had always been attracted to feminine men and felt that her son's masculinity was starting to clash with her own desires. She began to think about how she could change him into the perfect sissy slut for her. At first, she thought about sending him to therapy or buying him more feminine clothes, but then an idea struck her. One day, while browsing the internet, Sarah stumbled upon a website dedicated to forced feminization. The more she read, the more excited she became about the possibility of transforming her son into her personal sissy slut. Without hesitation, she decided that this was what she wanted to do. Over the course of several months, Sarah slowly began implementing her plan. She started by dressing Jack in frilly dresses and forcing him to wear makeup when they went out in public. At first, Jack was embarrassed and resisted, but his mother's stern demeanor left him with no choice but to comply. Next, Sarah began introducing her son to feminine hobbies such as cooking, baking, and sewing. She enrolled him in ballet classes and made sure that he mastered every move. As time went on, Jack became more comfortable with his newfound femininity, much to his mother's delight. However, Sarah wasn't content with just making her son look like a girl. She wanted to ensure that he acted like one too. She began introducing him to the world of anal play and made sure he was well-versed in the art of sissy slut play. She would often tease him by wearing strap-ons during their intimate moments, leaving him both humiliated and aroused. As Jack's transformation progressed, Sarah became more confident in her decision. She began bringing him to underground BDSM clubs where she would showcase her new sissy slut to other sadistic individuals. The look of disgust on their faces only fueled her desire for more. One night, at a particularly dark and depraved club, Sarah took things to a whole new level. She forced Jack onto the stage and proceeded to degrade him in front of the entire audience. She made him wear a pair of stiletto heels that were several sizes too small, and watched as he struggled to walk. She then ordered him to perform a series of humiliating acts, including sucking on a dildo and being fisted by a complete stranger. Throughout it all, Jack remained silent, his eyes filled with tears of shame and arousal. Despite the pain and humiliation, he couldn't help but feel a strange sense of pleasure from his mother's twisted affection. As the night wore on, Sarah became more and more satisfied with her son's transformation. She saw him not as the boy she once knew, but as the perfect sissy slut she had always desired. And so, she continued to push him further and further into the realms of perversion and submission. She introduced him to increasingly intense forms of BDSM play, including spankings, bondage, and even water sports. She made him perform degrading acts such as crawling around on all fours like a dog and licking her boots clean after she had walked through muddy fields. As Jack's submission grew stronger, Sarah found herself feeling more and more powerful over him. She reveled in the knowledge that she had complete control over her son's every action and decision. And so, she continued to push him further into the depths of his newfound identity as a sissy slut. Despite the outrageous and immoral acts that Sarah forced her son to engage in, there was a strange sort of addiction that grew between them. Jack found himself craving more and more of his mother's twisted affection, while Sarah found herself unable to resist the intoxicating power she held over her son. Their relationship became a dark and disturbing cycle of abuse and submission. Sarah would force Jack to perform degrading acts, all while enjoying the pleasure he brought her. In return, Jack would beg for more, desperate for the attention he received from his mother. As time went on, Jack began to lose touch with reality. He no longer saw himself as a boy but as the perfect sissy slut that his mother had created him to be. He accepted his fate and embraced it completely, losing himself in the world of depravity and submission. And so, the story of Sarah and her son continues, a testament to the dark depths of human nature and the lengths some will go to satisfy their desires, regardless of the cost or consequence. If you enjoyed this story and want to show your support, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. Also, for every comment with 69, you could have a chance to video chat with me. Thanks for your time.